like to start off by congratulating Skip Holtz, Louisiana Tech, for the bowl win. Um, uh, you know, full credit to them. They obviously just made more plays than we did. Um, I can't fault the effort of our players. Certainly proud of the way the kids played, especially defensively, who had their backs against the wall all night. Obviously, our execution on offense and our inability to sustain drives on offense gave us no chance to win this football game. So with that, I'll open up for questions.
Manny, it was reported before the game that you guys will be parting ways. What can you tell us?
Just similar to the Duke game, press conferences are not where we make staff evaluations, so I have nothing to add on that right now.
Manny, quarterback, you obviously played three different guys today, and obviously you're looking for something. Can you talk about the way each of them played?
Yeah, well, obviously we had a hard time with all the guys standing a drive. Tate, we had a plan to get Tate in the first half and give him a drive, and regardless of whether we're doing well, not doing well. Just starting with him when he was in there, we were having a hard time getting the ball down the field. Everything kind of turned into a scramble. When Jaron was in there, just very mixed, and just in terms of just his decision making and idea of where to go with the football. I thought Nkosi competed there towards the end and had some chances, and then obviously we had the crucial turnover. There where we had a chance to tie the game and still be playing in overtime.
Just as a follow-up to with Jaron, these last three games, being a different guy that we saw earlier this year, from what you guys saw in film study, what's changed for these last three games?
It's hard to say other than what's obviously we're seeing on Saturdays or on game days. His preparation this week in practice was very good. And it's just I don't know if it's very hard to say what has changed because obviously we look nothing like the unit that played at Hard Rock Stadium against Louisville.
Coach, was the struggles on offense, was it more of what you guys were doing, or was Tech throwing a little bit of something at you guys?
I thought they played very hard. I thought they tackled very well. Again, I mean they've won 9 games. They have a good team. They have a good defense. Their numbers were good, but again, it's just our expectation is to play a lot better than that.
Obviously, you have no good quarterback competition during the game. Stuff with Jaron for a long time today. What makes you feel, or what made you feel like he was a guy that could put it together at some point today?
Just their performance in practice. Just coming out of the Duke game, we wanted to make sure, not just on the field performance, but just everything. We talked about this 12 months ago. About what it takes to be a quarterback at Miami and all the different patterns of behavior, and we want to make sure that our guys were still competing and felt that urgency to do everything right in that manner. And again, Jaron in the last 2 weeks in the prep for this game, gave us the best chance to win by his performance, and it wasn't reflected by the play today.
Hey, Manny, what was Tech's defense doing in the first half, especially trying to get your receivers out of rhythm to start the game?
They do what they do. I mean, they play a lot of very, soft coverage. They keep the ball in front. They try and limit explosive plays, which was obviously a part of it. And then they force you to drive the ball. We ran the ball very poorly today. We thought we'd be able to run the ball a lot better than what we did. And then again, it would turn into a miscue or a misread on a passing play that ended up getting us off the field. So whatever, again, full credit to them, but whatever you could do to play poorly on offense, we did all of that tonight.
You noticed several times that this game would be a bridge to 2020. What does that outlook look like?
Well, the version we saw tonight can't take part in 2020 in any way, shape, or form. And that's up to me to fix and make sure that what that looked like tonight doesn't show up in 2020. And it will get fixed.
Very soon now after this game, but your general thoughts on this season,
The whole season has a what could have been aspect to it. Whether that's the close losses early in the year or the way things just kind of fell apart, especially offensively in the last 3 games. But everything happened exactly for a reason, and it's brought us to this point. And when you come to a point like this, there is a lesson that has to be learned on it. And again, it's a responsibility to correct the mistakes and to fix what needs to be fixed. And that will be our bridge into 2020.
Coach, what is the new you, the new Miami?
What is the new Miami? The new Miami is a standard. It's a culture of how we work and how our kids compete on the practice field. And to be honest, in year one, you're not going to have everybody in your program that's going to buy in 100% to that culture. It's simply, and what it is, it's been what was set long, long before I got to Miami. Green Tree practice field and that weight room. And the guys that have a level of competition and want to compete and win in everything they do, and guys that take pride in outworking their opposition. We got a nucleus of guys that want to do that. And at times we get let down by some other things, and our performance doesn't really show that. But again, we can look at what's real and what's measurable in the way that we work and the way that we practice, and we see that those things are happening. We have to continue to recruit to that, to guys that believe in those same ideals, and that's just part of what takes time, because when you're implementing a culture doesn't happen overnight, because not everybody is that type of guy. But those type of guys are out there, and we're finding more of those type of guys, and ultimately that's what the foundation with this program we built on.
We'll do 2 more questions for Coach.
Hey, Coach, was there any familiarity with, knowing your history at Tech, was there any familiarity with what Tech was running, especially defensively with some of the personnel?
With their defensive
Yeah.
personnel,
Yeah. Was there any familiarity with plays or anything?
well, obviously they changed schematically when Bob Diaco came to coach their defense. I will say this, I think, to where you're going with this. I don't think that any familiarity or anything had any influence on this game. You know, I mean, obviously both, when I look at us, it was a game for whatever reason became a game of very few chances. We had a long punt return that set us up on a short field in the first half that we couldn't convert on, and then obviously the key of the whole game was after Frierson's interception. Obviously we lose yards on the illegal forward pass. We saw the ball right there at midfield. All the momentum, all the juice. It kind of sucked that the review kind of took a little bit of the momentum away. But again, for us to not be able to capitalize and all of a sudden have the momentum in a 7-7 game where you're just trying to find a way to win something that's not going to be, easy on the eye, but it was there to be won, and we just couldn't make one drive from half court to give us a chance to win the game.
And obviously, a lot of young players got to play in this game. I know the same folks that the teams have. Who are some of the guys that you feel going forward based on what we did tonight?
Yeah, proud of Sam Brooks, for the way he kind of settled down into the game. Jafari Harvey, getting a lot of snaps. But a lot of those guys, not just the ones that kind of debuted tonight, there's a lot of guys in that locker room that come back next year. We have very, very few seniors. All I have to do is look at the class of 2016 recruiting class, and it's like, where have they all gone? The team in that other locker room was filled with 4th and 5th year seniors and 4th year juniors. So that's an old team. It's a good team. But our expectations, we should have played a lot better than that tonight. But the good thing is there's a lot of guys that believe in what we're doing. There's a lot of guys in there that want to represent what it means to be a Miami Hurricane, and those guys will be back to work when school resumes in January.
Thank you, everybody. One more.
Okay.
I just want to point some of your reports out of that Trajan Vandy, might be turning pro early, and if there's word on him and anybody else.
No one right now of the other guys have fully made up their mind one way or the other yet. We'll kind of let the emotion of this pass, and they still have 2 or 3 weeks till they have to declare anyway. So no news is basically what I'm telling you. Okay. Okay. Thank you all.